Hi everyone, it's Killshot from 999 Army, and this is The Walking Dead Season 9, Episode 9, spoiler reactions. Hopefully by now many of you have seen the spoiler stream we did over on the 999 Dead channel. Warning, we will be discussing spoilers and your reaction to those spoilers. And I'm ready to get this thing started. I am to the 999 Army what Tara is to the Hilltop. Try to figure that out. I don't know if that was a good analogy. So I appreciate all of you guys being here. I saw several of you are newly subscribed here. So we've been trying to get people to subscribe to all the channels because this is the way it's going to go down during the season. We're going to kind of divert these streams to different categories. Some people are that's just hitting them all of a sudden. We're getting close to 1,000 subs on this channel. We're about to hit 2,000 subs on the brand new 999 Dead channel. And of course around 80K on the 999 Gaming channel. And then once the season starts in a couple weeks, we're going to be streaming on gaming. We'll be streaming on spoilers, all over the place. So I will let you know in advance, and there will be a method to the madness. So before we get too far into this, I got to ask you guys, from all the spoilers that I just read over on the other channel, what was the most shocking that, and many of you knew some of them anyway, but when you first heard them or when you saw them in the stream a little bit ago, what kind of made you take pause and a step back and like, wow, it's happening. We're getting this thing going. So I want to call on a couple of people. What's up? Good stuff. Thanks, Najee. Appreciate you checking that out. I gotta know. Movie Addict. What was the sandwich? Najee Watts. Rosita's pregnancy was shocking. Well, you know, when I saw that, it wasn't just her pregnancy. It was the fact that at least it happened before the relationship with Father G. I kind of needed that. I needed to kind of know she's still innocent and pure, I guess. Who else was it? Brad says Daryl's a kneecapper. Yeah, putting arrows in the knee. I like that as well. No major character dying. So a few people are tuning in. Big crowd is over here as well. Thank you. So once again, warning, we will have spoiler chat, spoiler information that is out there. So if you're here, expect that you're going to hear some of the spoiler stuff. Fluff, same thing. No one dies in episode 9. You know what? That does sound like a good sandwich, Movie Addict. You got salami, cheese, mustard, and banana peppers. Yeah. I would probably substitute the salami with maybe ham. Oh, you know what? You never know what you're going to get when you tune into these channels. Twin on Tour is like, love the spoilers, bring them. So let me recap a few of the spoilers. I'll go through them really, really quickly, okay? Because most of you know them already. So this is going to be like a speed read for the people that didn't watch it. But if you didn't watch it, you still want to go back and watch it on 999 Dead because there's a lot of good interaction and a lot of good chat. So here's the deal, really fast. I'll get through this just in a couple minutes. And that is correct, Drama King. We do not see Alpha until the very end of the episode, and that's going to be when she pulls out the sawed-off shotgun on Alden and Luke. So the episode picks up, and those of you that are here, I want to send a special thank you once again to Spoiling Dad's fan page. They're awesome. These are their spoilers, not my own. We just get together and talk about them. So we pick up the scene where they're in the cemetery. They still fight. They kill a few more. Then they make their way back to the horses. On the way back to the hilltop, they run into another group of Whisper/walkers, and Daryl wants to tell them apart, so he starts shooting them in the legs with arrows. The Whispers fall to the ground, and they get devoured. The walkers actually keep coming toward them. They don't slow down. So let's see. Back at the hilltop, reaction of Jesus' death. It's pretty sad. Tara and Enid take it rough. People think that Tara is going to be the leader, but Michonne talks Daryl into becoming a temporary leader. More on that in a little bit. Who interacts with Lydia? Daryl and Michonne try to interrogate her. You know, they rip the mask. They do all that stuff we saw in the teaser. But then Henry's there, and Daryl takes a little walk, and Henry and Lydia have a conversation. Daryl eavesdrops, finds out a few details. The Whispers, how do they plan on dealing with the Whispers? They're not sure yet. Daryl wants to get more information from them. I think I skipped that in the previous video. What's going on with Negan? Negan goes back to the sanctuary, only discovers nobody there, but he does get to see a walker of Big Richie. So we get to see him. Something going on with Rosita. Rosita's pregnant. It's Sadiq. And as we said, apparently she had a fling with Sadiq before Father G, and Eugene overhears it. Judith, I'm assuming she encounters Negan, but she might actually pull a weapon on Negan, like, why are you climbing over the wall? And Negan, you think he's busted, but he tells a story to Judith that her mom and dad said he would serve a bigger purpose in the future. And how can he do that if he's in prison? Then he promises never hurt anybody. She lets him go. Does anyone get hurt or die? Nope. What's going on with the kingdom? No care on this episode. And do we see Alpha and Beta? Yes. And that is the shotgun scene. So, this is a spoiler reaction video. It is a little earlier than most. I mean, it is a couple weeks early. So we had to get it out there because you guys know it's just it's gonna be all over the internet. So we want to get together and start talking about it. Crystal, the singer chick, says with her Q&A, what shocked me is why Michonne gets to talk to Daryl. Why does Michonne talk Daryl into running the Hilltop? She's not even on terms with Hilltop, so it's strange she can choose their leader. That's a good point. But maybe Tara's just not in that emotional state. And if Carol's not there, it is a good question. But who else would make that decision? Because Jesus is not there. And, you had kind of Maggie and Jesus, and then Maggie's gone, Jesus gone. Tara didn't really want to do it. So maybe she just figures they'll react a little bit differently to Daryl because Tara may just be a little bit too emotional right now with the death of Jesus. And Daryl kind of be able to keep it, keep it cool. Yeah, and if Ezekiel was there or Carol was there, then maybe they would step in and give their opinion. Tyler Payne, will The Walking Dead Season 9, Episode 9 be left off at the graveyard? That is correct, Tyler. So we start out with some high drama. You got Yumi there, you got Magna. They're fighting their way out. And nobody gets hurt. Yeah, Ellis, I think you're right. I mean, Daryl has not had patience in the past, and he definitely did not embrace being the leader of the sanctuary. But, Rick's gone. We went through a time skip. I mean, that was when Rick was around. So Daryl didn't have patience, but in, 7 years, maybe he's developed a little bit. Chris Rank, Tara's always been a follower, not a leader. Yeah, I think they're just really, really short on leaders at the moment. So, Twin on Tour says, like I said, I think Alpha was a savior at one point. She learned everything of Negan. That's why Negan chops her head off in the comics. Well, I mean, in the comics, apparently, Negan did know of the Whispers a little bit. Had some knowledge. I heard. Checking out a couple. Negan says, kills are also something I heard is that Judas shoots at Negan on a motorbike, but I don't know if it's true or not. I have not heard that. I've not even heard that as a slight spoiler. I mean, it's possible, but I did not hear that information. RC, I would rather take my chance of drifting alone than being led by the likes of Tara. Yeah, but it's not just Tara. There's a lot of people that you'd probably look at and say, I don't know if I want that person making decisions for me. I mean, they're trying. They have a council in Alexandria. That might be the best way to go about things. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying Tara's a bad fighter. It's just leadership isn't for everybody. And there was even a time where I wouldn't know, or I wouldn't think Michonne would have been a leader. But definitely you can see her in a leadership role now just because it was about vengeance and she was just too much about herself and surviving. But things have changed over the last few years. Good thoughts. Good thoughts. I guess we can do a preliminary type of poll, based on those spoilers, and I want to get some of your numbers included in this video. Let's do it. I mean, we'll do it for the countdown as well, because there'll be some new information that'll kind of leak out. Based on what you know, give it to me from a 1 to a 10, and try to stifle just a little bit of the hype. I know there's going to be a hype factor. From a 1 to a 10, how do you rate episode number 9? And then I'm going to ask a follow-up question, because I know we're going to get a lot of 10s and 11s. People are going to go nuts with the scoring system. They always do. I doubt we're going to get any 7s and 8s. So from a 1 to a 10, Fluff, come on, man. Really? 8.2. Where do you get these numbers from? Brad Witham says 100. Okay. Hey, that's great. That's great. I'm loving the numbers. Here's the follow-up question, though. Subtract your personal hype factor from that number. So whatever number you just put on the board, a certain amount of that number was not spoilers. It was you're just excited for The Walking Dead. Deduct that number and then give me a real number. Darkstark's like, shoot, 4. That's a lot of hype. All right. Now we're starting to see some of the 8s and 9s. 8.5, no hype. I'm okay with that. Ooh, Angie, that's super low. 5, Kimberly M, 5. It's meh, quantifiable. Sure. I don't know. Yeah. Sensational, meh, is like, that's like a 4. So, Drama King, good point. Seems like the episode will focus a lot on Lydia, and it will. And I think that's why the lower numbers. But once again, it's something that has to happen to get to the next phase of the story. There's probably not a lot of Henry, a.k.a. Hennessy fans out there. But Henry has to get information, then Henry has to fall in love, then Lydia has to be handed back over as a hostage, then Daryl has to do what he has to do. Hennessy's not going to like it. He's going to get, freed. Then he's going to sneak out. Then Daryl's going to be like, hey, where'd Hennessy go? He's going to be like, and then it's like, I don't care where he went. I'm going to go find that little... So now Daryl's got to be the leader, but he's also the chaperone, and then he's got to go find Henry, and that's going to be a whole different story. So the lead up makes perfect sense. And I still don't think Henry's going to die. I know in the 5 bold deaths that I predicted, I picked Henry, but I'm going to walk that back. Kimberly G, do we think Lydia is going to be a character we will like? It's a good question. So I'm going to answer your question with a question. How many people like Charlie on Fear the Walking Dead? Fair enough. How many people like Enid on The Walking Dead? Okay, how many people like Henry on The Walking Dead? So, I mean, based on, all right, Charlie killed somebody that people liked, and she's starting to grow on people gradually. There's a little bit of acceptance. Not loved by most. Enid, same thing. She was kind of taken in, not loved by a lot. Kind of wore on you over time. A lot of people weren't big fans of Enid, but, they're kind of, people are getting used to her. I think a little above average for most. Henry, same thing. Henry got the group in trouble, and now Henry is like he's okay. I don't see anything, to kind of answer your question, Kimberly. I don't see anything screaming out like, yeah, we're going to love Lydia. Lydia's great. She was in a bad situation. Regardless, I mean, I don't think it's her choice to have a mother of that ilk. I don't think that, it's in some cases you say, well, if you didn't like who you're with, just leave. With her, it's a totally different situation. So I think we get that piece of it. But Walking Dead fans historically have been a little less than eager to accept outcast and just kind of, bring them in. So I don't think it's going to be this meteoric rise to, oh, we love Lydia. But I do think with some creative writing and a little bit of time, sure. But, I don't see it as a big deal. She could be a casualty. I'd be okay with it. I mean, if based on what you know right now, if you had a choice of saving one character, there's two characters in a murky swamp about to be eaten by walkers. One of them's Lydia, one of them's Henry, and you only have one rope. Who are you going to save, Lydia or Henry? there's people, really, so many people saving Lydia, you don't even know her. Is Henry that bad? I mean, look, we need to chill a little bit on the Henry hate too. I mean, Henry was a little kid. He lost his brother. He lost his family. Why is there no sympathy for Henry? Yeah, the mask is rough. Hey, that's a good point, Drama King. But I think Father G will. Well, what appears to be happening is Father G is comic book Eugene, right? Because Eugene was with Rosita even though she was pregnant with someone else. So, Father G will accept it, I think. I mean, she could just tell him it's his. I mean, he's going to be blind in a couple months anyway. He's not going to know whose baby it is. Just, he's not going to be cured. Just let him, just let him live and be happy. I'm trying to keep it light with everybody. Well, Eugene knows. So I'm more worried about what Eugene's going to do. I think Father G is going to be okay with it. Eugene is the one who... Yeah. Does this spell the end for Eugene? Does Eugene have anything to live for? Did his arc just like hit a like a wall? I mean, maybe we can take Henry off the list. So I'll let the Pike decide. So let's do this. I'm going to take Henry off the Pike, off the chopping block, because I don't think that Daryl and Carol are going to go through the loss of a child. I think I think Ezekiel is definitely going to go out in a blaze. I think Ezekiel's death is going to be the most epic this season. But if I remove Henry and I give you the option of one other person, Sadiq, Eugene, or Father G, pick one. I'm saying Henry's safe, and one of these three are definitely going. Eugene, Father G, or Sadiq. Which one do you think leaves? A lot of people think it's the end of the line for Father G. Less with Eugene. Yeah, that's going to be tough. And, well, one person has to make it, Sadiq or Enid. I'd be shocked if two doctors. And, honestly, Enid's still like she's like a nurse. She hasn't learned, like, the full medical skills yet. Sadiq's just a little more skilled. That's a good point, RC. Sadiq killed Carl. Carl never went back. He'd still be alive. Well, I mean, if you think about it, if Eugene would have poisoned Negan like Frankie and the other girls wanted him to do, Negan would have been dead, which means Negan would have never been imprisoned, which means Maggie would have never went to try to kill Negan, which means Rick and Daryl would have never got stuck in the pit, which means Rick would have never went back and the bridge wouldn't exploded. So it's kind of Eugene's fault if you think about it. All Eugene had to do was poison Negan and we'd never be in this situation. So it's time for Eugene to go. Yeah, we'll blame it all on Eugene. All right, and I got one more announcement I want to make to everybody. We have been talking about this festival, this fair. I know a couple of you dubbed it the Red Fair, the Red Festival. Seems like the internet is really starting to take off with that a little bit more. I've seen a lot more dialogue around that. I want to thank each and every one of you for really, a couple months ago, getting that in one of our streams. So I am going to make one change to our schedule this week. So really quickly, while I got everybody's attention, tomorrow night we'll still be Passage. We're going to be doing the Passage countdown at 8. We're also going to be doing a Passage reaction at 10:10. Tuesday night, instead of random things, we are going to be having our first official discussion of the Red Fair. So we're going to give it a title. We're going to let everybody know what the 999 Army is all about. It was generated here, so I'm going to ask each and every one of you to show back up and let's let's get together and talk about that fair, that festival, and all the things that are going to go down. I really think that is that's the event. And I think you tie that into Ezekiel and the festival, it's really what, and the timing of it, I think, is important as well. So let's wind this thing down. We're at 25 minutes, and we will be back tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. I want to thank all of you for being here. Just a spoiler reaction video. Also, thanks for watching over on 999 Dead channel. I will see everybody here tomorrow night. We're going to be on 999 Army for the countdown, and then we'll be over on the 999 Dead chat for the reaction. Thanks to all the patrons, moderators, Emmy, Steph, Tommy, Kells, the sponsors, super chatters, and thank you so much. If you guys are new, subscribe, pike the like button, hang out with us. We're going to be full steam ahead for the next 4 or 5 months. We're going to be going crazy mode. So from now until and you know what? Even last summer, we did not take any time off. So a lot of people think, okay, what's going on with Walking Dead in the summer? We had streams almost every night during the summer. So this is a year-round thing for us. Thanks, everybody. Give me a quick 999. I'm not doing shout-outs in this one, but let's fill the whole screen up with 999 so you're a permanent part of this video. I will see everybody tomorrow night right here at 8 o'clock for a little bit of Talking Passage. Thanks, everybody. Peace.